What I'm about to show you, by the way, my name is Brad Cattell, Tiny Texas Houses. What I've done in the past, what I'm trying to show you right now is how to go ahead and take advantage of some of the pieces and parts that I'm going to have a sale on. And we have a lot of these old what are called window sashes. This is the wood that went around the glass. I also have parts and pieces, new old stock that have never been installed that made these pieces, but I have something that happen to just fit really cool for making some stuff out of. So I've gone ahead and I'm going to put these with these and mix them with some spindles to show somebody how they can make some really cool, fun stuff. This is another example of another one that can be added to change the shape of this top real easily. But at this point right here, what happens is you're able to nail right through there and right through there. So because of that, I've already done that. But here's the even funner part. I did it with square nails. Now square nails in this case, what I think a lot of people don't understand, in Texas, once upon a time, when you had a house and you were going to have to move, and this is up your family having to move is bad enough, but to find another house or to build another house, that's even harder. So in that day and time, they would actually burn down their house so they could retrieve the most valuable thing in the house was the nails. And so you'll see nails right here in my hand. They were actually crafted and made in the 1800s. Some of these you can see were stamped out and they're called square nails. Some of them are full round heads, a little bit better nail for longer. But you'll see those nails, and that's what we're going to use. These are actually made back then. This is still new stock. You could actually get these and use them. I'm going to show you how to use the old nails to now go ahead and build this. So as we back up a little bit, you'll see me go ahead and find a couple of longer nails that maybe we'll go through there and have enough anchor to hold on. So in all these that you see, there's several sizes. And you want to size your nail to not split your wood and to be able to go ahead and to have sharp tips on them. Some of them have really sharp tips in their finished nails, and so they'll go in there really easily. So an example here, I'll put my foot on there, just keep it steady. And you can see how fast these go in. And then you want to go ahead and at least have two. This also stabilizes this outer frame. Now keeping in mind, these frames are old window frames and they're made out of cypress. Cypress is a tree that when we harvested it, it's probably 1,000 years old or more. Because it was a water wood and it grew in the water, and when it dried out, it would allow it to go ahead and tolerate wet conditions and not rot. And so what you want to do is by using this kind of a wood, you can make things that can hang outside in a garden and be able to go ahead and to have a screen on them if you want to, even on a window to keep the bugs out or something. What we're going to do in this case, we'll turn this over, and I have a collection of spindles. There we go. And I want to pick from these. Just for the fun of it, to see what'll fit somewhat in between. And so we can go ahead and show those off and display all the different sorts of spindles that you could get back in the 1800s. And what's funny about it all is nowadays you don't even see things like this anymore, let alone have a chance to make something out of them. But from the standpoint of hanging stuff on it, you can turn it sideways, you can turn it vertical, you can grow plants on it, you can grow vines on it. And I mean by that, like we're growing some beans in the kitchen. 6 pounds of production per plant. Pieces like that are normally old and broken, you can integrate them in here and get life out of that, where normally it might not seem like it has any life left because it's all broken. But what a cool piece to have just a screw going in or a nail going through. And that's the idea of this, is to go ahead and reuse old parts, and by doing so, demonstrate what was possible based on all the styles That's what these are called, by the way. Styles, S-T-I-L-E-S. So that's a pun in wood collector talk. So by doing something like this, you can create a balance. There's some sort of artistic balance that comes out of this as you put it together. And sometimes maybe use two of the same to go ahead and balance it out that way. You see the opposites over there. But the point of it is to go ahead and play with it and put some samples out there. And the samples, so you can put anything they want. As far as they want to build one, they'll be able to just pick out the parts they like, and we can send them to them. And personally, I think some of these with color are kind of cool. They fit like on the edge. That's the same match as the one on the other side. So this is actually made 1890s. So some of these are thicker, some are thinner. So the back side you won't see from the other side. And it's nice. I think it's too big. It's a little big. That's a fat belly in the middle, unlike the others. In the end, the fun part would be just to have enough on there to make a nice display. And you can tell what I mean by it's artistic if you like it or not. It's like, no, and this is where your OCD. How long does it take to put them in the row? Well, you see, it shouldn't take that long. There's only 7 of them. Half hour? Oh, really? Why half hour? I couldn't decide where to put them in. Honestly, but you can see this is about the spacing. I was anticipating if you're going to do something that might be for in the garden. Okay, you got gardens growing. Now imagine that you could go ahead and have some plants up this as you're picking the berries or the, say the beans, strawberries. All such things you could be growing in an environment like that. Even loosen that up a little, might be too crowded. And another thought is, when I'm done, I've laid them out, got an idea what I want. I can go through there and literally pin them down. Maybe. Hard thing about hitting a round object. So, if you want to play with, I just had the screws in mind, but there we go. Some of these, they're long enough. That wood is good enough. Can't see it anyway. On the other side. Now, once you bend that nail, just stop, start over again. Old nail pounding in the old days is bad enough, but pounding with nails aren't very strong. Oops, I should have thrown that underneath there. Once your hole started, the saying goes, start it with one, finish it with the second nail. If you're hanging pictures on the wall, say take 3 nails. Woohoo! Don't try that at home on the first one. Same thing over here because it's going to roll. I'm going to use a smaller one, don't need such a big nail. And that's even too long. Woo! Okay, you see how I'm getting one end secured. The other one can then be secured with bigger nails. I'm just eyeball spacing these, And a lot of people don't want to be measured exactly right in between them. I don't really care much. I'm working with perfunction, which means perfection is not required for it to look good. And to function, perfunctionality, not perfection. Whoops, you do want to know how to learn to pound a nail in. This is not a good hammer, but split. Some of these going to be better to get a nail. That's an old square nail instead. Would it be enough? No. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's not done. Yeah. Square nail. Also, the speed at which you hit it, how hard you hit it, sometimes it can be a factor on whether it cracks or not. Okay, over here. It did crack a little bit, so I got hurt it. It's gonna hold it though. Okay. This one might be able to be done with a square nail. Yeah. You want to have at least a ½ inch penetration. I knew what I did wrong when I started. Rocky. And what I did on that one is I started it with the wide part, went across the grain instead of the narrow part of the nail. So there's a narrow and a wide, and you want to run it so the narrow is with the grain. Makes sense, really. Okay, there we go. So it's not very sharp. So this is dragging on. We're probably going to be nice to speed it up, but it's also a good lesson on what not to do on some of these nails. And dog. Wait a second, dog. Dog is actor. All right, stop it. Okay. Dog is actor. Okay. And finally, Rocky functioning as a distraction. Oh, that'll keep you for a minute. I don't need that much nail in there. Oh, that's a big one. That's unusual. I don't know if you bend it, you can't get it to go back in straight. So now, room divider, or if we're in a garden, do you think? This is the back. We can cover the back up if we want, but if you're going to put it on the wall, that's probably all you'll ever see. So, the person could select a set of spindles, have these already set, know we got this size already done, and if they wanted even from there, you can still fancy it up a little better. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate the little help.